Hello everybody, Krydex here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In this episode, we're going to hopefully finish our stone brick build. We'll see. Last episode, we got a little distracted, or I guess, was that 2 episodes ago? I can't even keep them all straight. But there are a couple YouTube comments I got, and we need to fix some things. So the stone patch where the tar pipeline built has a blocked output because of a missing belt. Let's find that. Does it? Am I missing a missing belt? I mean, it looks okay to me. Has a row of miners that has a blocked output. There's a single belt missing. Oh, maybe they're talking about the old stone one. Maybe that's, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Got it. Okay, so that's that. Mining productivity 6 has finished. Beautiful. I'm gonna let science chill for a minute, or if there's something really cheap we can work on. You know, I might do all these just to get them done, and then turn off, I'll turn off the vat brains for this. Okay, domestication stage 2, and then we've got fish 3. So we need to do zip here turd, Ulrich turd. Turd picks. Zip here, Ulrich, data array. Arcade. All right. I mean, I guess we could just click on this, alt click on this, and do researched or unselected. So we don't really need a guide to tell us what we need to pick. But I should put it on the to-do list because otherwise I will forget. And then this is also doing Ulrich stage 2. Sample cups. The heck is that? And how bad is this recipe comparatively? Ulrich gene samples. What? Tired Ulrich cubs. Oh, that's how you get Ulrich Mark IIs. Interesting. That wouldn't be too hard to roll for. That's not too bad. Yeah, how much better is Ulrich stage 2? Product, Ulrich 2. Let's see, go out, in. So this is 10 buildings worth. Wait, is that right? Why does that say 3? Oh, because they need hella Relasia seeds. I see. All right, well, but this is not right. This is not the Relasia that we're actually using, because we're now using this recipe, which means we need fewer, and we've got Mark II modules. But that means we need fewer seeds total, so yeah, it's not quite as bad. Anyway, the Ulrich food though is correct, although we have productivity in it, so that helped even more. Anyway, we've got 10 buildings making Ulrichs. So let's look at roughly what that would be. Is that about 1 a second? Yeah, it is actually 0.95, 0.93, 0.92, 0.925. What is the number? Divided by 10.021 times 10. It is not a nice number. All right, well, anyway, Cub 2. And I'm, of course, not going to pick this, or make this before I look at the turd options, but just kind of wanting to see the differences here. Let's look at 0.4, though, first, because that's comparing apples to apples. So... it's the same amount of seeds and 0.4 food. It's half as much food. And 0.4 for Woji. It's half as much for Woji. That's not important because for Woji is basically free now. At least in small to medium quantities, I'm not worried about it. And that was pretty much the whole cost. Unfortunately, the most expensive part of it, which was the Ralasia seeds, has not really changed. Though, I mean, having less Ulrich food does matter, because that's also Fawoji and Ralasia. The other stuff is pretty easy. But then it adds in some salt, which I'm not worried about. That's pretty cheap. And then some bedding. And... have I not researched that other bedding recipe? Weird. Yeah, this is pretty cheap. 0.028 Grod. I mean, what are we actually looking at for this? Yeah, not very much. Not very much stuff. The Yotoi leaves. Eats, shoots, leaves. You know, for... wow, that's actually a whole Yotoi orchard. I mean, that's with the tier 1 recipe and tier 1 buildings and all that, but still, that's nuts. Still, all that being said, this seems like a good plan to switch over to. I think it's worth it. Because what we spend on bedding, I think we make back in Ralasia and Ulrich and repro complexes. So I think it's worth it. And that's without like the Grod, the better Grod, and without better Yotoi. And we talked about the Grod turd, I think, at some point as well. So that's all good. We'll switch to Ulrich 2 at some point. Okay, so that's set up. Trains are busy, 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 apparently. Yeah. We've got some idols, though, because we aren't... we've got more deliveries that need the bigger trains, so I should add a couple more. It's been a while since I've added any. Okay. We got a lot to do. Thing number 2 to fix was the loader at the bricks are faulty. The upper 2 don't seem to work. Huh? I may have to watch my own video for a second. Oh, they're talking about at the stone reprocessing area. I'm not sure which loader they meant, but these all seem to be working okay to me. Kamuna, let me know more specifically if you watch this what you meant, because all these seem to be fine to me. As far as I can tell. All right, so that's that comment, and then there was one more. Let's see, what was it? Where was it? I thought there was one more comment. Oh, it wasn't a comment. It was on Discord. I made a goof over here, and we are out of nuclear samples. So we need to not forget about moving this crap back over here when that spoils. And then I don't know. We need to move that over here. All right. Hopefully that gets things working again. Oh, we can get more prod here. And more prod here. Assuming I have a mixer, which I don't. But that one's a big deal. That's straight up 10% more without any extra effort. And this one's 10% more on the yellow cake without extra effort. I have been out of yellow cake for a while too. I'm curious to double check on that. Is this still working? Just at a slow rate? Yeah, it's been fine. It's been fine. We could speed it all up if we want to. And then we need to get mixer here too in the auto mall. You know, something, I think it was Pobladix. Sorry if I'm remembering the wrong person. Or John Meinl on YouTube, I guess. I could just add other sections, and that might have been smart. I feel like I'm in too deep on this method, though. Maybe for the tier 3, I'll do just one combinator with multiple sections. Because it's definitely not a bad idea. I don't know why. I kind of just am not used to all the new features that we've gotten with combinators and logistics groups and all that. I just haven't really taken proper advantage of all of them because in my brain they're still new, even though like they're a year old at this point. It feels new to me. Wow, we've got so many trains flying around. Okay, so I think we fixed all those basics. Did I turn off Fat Brains? I think I did. All right, let's get back to this. So the Carriagen's turning into shale oil, and shale oil needs steam. So the steam gets routed around to here, and then I don't know if this can reach all the way over. It can. Perfect. Okay. And then we've got condensates. I guess just does this. Into that. And then we've got heavy oil, which is the back, into the inline, two-way. Then we've got light oil. which is, we'll do this. Okay. Now, as far as what goes where, I need to do this correctly. So, condensates is this one. And this one. Okay. This is heavy oil. And heavy oils here. And then don't worry, we'll do a lot of proper overflow. Don't you worry. What I might actually do though, just to guarantee we're okay on... I maybe want a bigger buffer for this, actually. Yeah, I think I do. Well, hold on. There's a couple ways I can do this. Let's just do small tanks for the... This way we just don't get any wasted, because if the pipeline's not big enough, you can end up with some waste. So we'll do it this way for those two. Okay, and then where is the light oil? This one is light oil. And light oil is here. Okay. And these can all have overflows at 90. Sinkhole action. Okay. Easy enough. There's those three. Shale oil is used for nitrogen if we add nickel. That's really interesting. That's not a real recipe. And I'm never gonna do that one because olefins are free, so... Yeah, there's really no other use for shale oil. I guess I could power trains with it, but I've already got train power, so it's really just for vat brains. So, and I've already got that figured out, so I don't think I need to do anything with this shale oil. Alright, we gotta speed these up. And then finally we need the steam, which I already got set up. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. So then finally we need a few more things, which is the big tanks to hold all kinds of buffers. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so then boom. Boom, 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 boom. I guess this should be that way. Oop. All right. And then these can all be hooked in properly. so that we're measuring them as well. Otherwise, if these had, you know, 20K and these had 6K, it wouldn't count as 25K to load a train. So that's why that's important. Okay, so that handles all that. And then the anthracene to gasoline hydrogenation. Wait, so why am I providing anthracene? I don't know. Because we're doing anthracene to gasoline. And we'll probably just... Well, I guess it's because of the anthraquinone is why. Well, okay, fine. Oh, this is also light oil, so this needs to go into the same light oil bucket that the other stuff went into, which is right here. So no reason to separate those out, because all of this light oil is just going to get voided if we have too much. I'm going to let the train network take care of it. We're not doing any processing here except for the anthracene. All right, and then the carbolic just gets plugged directly into... Oh, hold on, I need to do some cleanup here. So you need to be that direction only. This is naphthalene, right? No, that's anthracene. Naphthalene is the double. Okay, so this one goes down. Wait, no, this is anthracene. This one goes up. Did I already set this up? No, I set up the pitch. Alright. So anthracene gets connected like so. And then that gets that done. But I think I want to overflow that. Yeah, probably. So anthracene goes to trains first. Then we go to gasoline. And then we overflow to sinkhole. Alright, so this is going to train anthracene, wherever that is. Was it channel 1? No, that's gasoline. This is the anthracene, this one. Number 2. Alright, so there's anthracene. We've also got oxygen, can't forget about that. And I should put a little tank on that. Okay, so that's that, and then middle oil's connected, and then light oil's connected to that, and then naphthalene from the middle oil needs to get connected up. So that's gonna be like this, and then that'll go down, over, and in, and then carbolic might just be easiest to go this way, over and up, like that. And then we've got all the creosote there, which goes up and away. You know, I guess the only slightly sad part about the underground pipe indicators is that it doesn't work on ghosts. Alright, this is for creosote. So, creosote also has overflow set up. do it? Is that it? I think we're close. I don't know if those need speed modules or not. So anthracine's being provided there, then oh, gasoline output. Alright, gasoline output I think was the number 1. Wait, what? No, it's 3. Number 1 was creosote. So creosote, anthracene, gasoline, condensates, heavy oil, light oil, and oxygen is 7. All right. I think that does it. It takes bots a long time to get out here, and they have some charging issues for sure, but they get there eventually. I think that does it. We've got voiding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing voiding of something. Creosote. It's creosote. No, I did creosote. So what are we missing then? This is light heavy condensates. This is creosote and anthracene. And oxygen. I guess gasoline. And I don't want to void gasoline, because then I should just void the anthracene instead. So, perfect. Alright, I think we're good to go. We'll see if it actually runs properly, but I think this is all correct. Once the bots finish. And this should provide me with stone bricks. And lots of condensates. It's so weird to me that these have no module slots and no tier 2 buildings. It's such an odd, like, it just doesn't vibe with the rest of pyanodon's. So it's a really weird decision, game design wise. This is a lot of creosote, man. It's crazy. So I guess now would be a good time to start making briquettes of coal, because we've got all the creosote. And what did we say? Glycerol. I can also make these. I don't think these are quite worth it though, charcoal briquettes. I mean, starch, the activated carbon, the regular fiber, sodium carbonate, and wax. Like that's some expensive stuff. And the fact that it's only triple the fuel value of this one, which is so much easier, doesn't feel worth it to me. If they were maybe, if they were made in larger quantities for that price, I'd maybe consider it. But that feels pretty expensive. Like, that feels more than 3 times as expensive as this. Because this is cheap stuff. And glycerol is also increasingly cheap. So, I'm not too worried about that. Naphthalene. Yeah, I might need speed modules. But yeah, there you go. Stone brick is a go. Look at it. Look at it flow. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, and due to the, this feels expensive, eesh, but I'm doing it. Due to the nature of how fast we want to load stone bricks, I think we'll do upgrade from, what is that, 120 or no, 90 a second to 180 a second. Yeah. It'll still take a long time. That's what's crazy, is at 180 a second, that still is 5 seconds per stack, which is 100 seconds for a normal wagon and 200 seconds for a Mark II wagon. That's still a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Ow, cramp. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, but I think we're good to go here. Pitches are getting used up. These are not gonna, well, I guess we're not gonna make any gasoline until the anthracene tank gets full, so that's gonna be a while. So, cool. Cool. All right, so that feels very good. Big stone project is done, which should result in better, whatchamacallit, better automation science. And then this should be running again. Yeah, these are all running. Nuclear samples are a thing. Okay. Ooh, it's actually running. Perfect. All right, so things are all happening. We still have way too much 242 to worry about. That's still a project for another day, I guess. So much 242 in here. And eventually it's all going to decay into 238. We're going to have a lot of extra 238 to handle. Now it's fine. Nuclear sample. Yeah, we were spending a long time not making nuclear samples. That's been off for 24 hours. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. And we still hadn't used a whole 1,700 of them. So, no big deal. Never didn't happen. Okay. Well, let's take a quick look at our LTN lack of stuff. So yellow cake. So fatty acids seems to be the biggest deal here. And antimony grade 4. Also oxygen. That's a problem, actually. That's actually a big problem. Why don't I set up a, let's see, where's a good, just regular old provider. Just a fluid provider where I haven't used them all yet. What even is this? What? That technically has something in it. But I think that was only back before the good times of olefins. All right, so this will be -10. And I'm just gonna set up a little bank of electrolyzers here. Let's see, is there enough space here? 1, 2. Yeah, I think so. Oh no, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this will be fine. And beacon. And then flip. Okay. No. I think this works out okay. All right, and then that, and then okay. And then we're gonna do a fiver here, and we're gonna do efficiency module, and then probably 1 efficiency, 1 speed in these guys. And that should get us actually exactly same efficiency. Just faster speed. I don't think I care about the power here, but maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I will bring the oxygen out and over. Okay, so this will be like a low priority provider for oxygen. Why don't I make this more efficient? Because this is gonna make a lot of oxygen, I guess. This will still make 80 a second. I don't know how much I need, to be honest. That might not be enough, so I maybe should make 2 of these. Don't need another signal there. Okay, and then 60 a piece leads to us needing slightly more water. And those are already powered up. All right, that should do it. Hydrogen, I mean, sure, but we're mostly gonna avoid it. Wait, did I do the wrong one? Yeah, that's the hydrogen. Whoops. That's the oxygen. Hydrogen will be here. And do that. Pump. Overflow. And all right, just so we also have some hydrogen provided for when we need it. Normally I make hydrogen on site, but this way, if there is anywhere that's requesting hydrogen, we'll at least have some provided. But this is mostly about oxygen. Oh, and then I need to get the water over to that side. All right, there we go. There is 160 efficient oxygen. Wait a second, but now this is too much efficiency, isn't it? Because we've got negative 90%. So if we take out one of these, we'd be at negative 75%. And then if I put in a speed, it would further counteract things. So I guess that wouldn't really work. But I guess the question is, does this need to be a 5-1? Because they're already at negative 60. So we only need another 20, which is a third of what this is providing, which we would get, I guess, a 4-1, but I couldn't go down to 3-1. It would technically be enough. Whatever, it's fine. You know, And now that I look at all of this, isn't there a cheaper way to make oxygen? I feel like there was. Maybe not. I mean, there is this one. That's 20 oxygen per 5 seconds. Which, to be fair, this is 20 oxygen per 2 seconds. So that's only half as slow. But it uses less power, right? Because that only uses 2 megawatts compared to the electrolyzer, which is 20 megawatts. It uses 1/10 the power, and it's only about half as slow, and you also happen to get a bunch of nitrogen out. And then nitrogen contaminant, which is kind of pointless, but if you want to filter it for more nitrogen, you can. Interesting. That's actually way less power. It's more space, though, as well, because it's about half as fast, slightly less, is 40% as fast, and DDCs are bigger than electrolyzers, so it takes more space. And it doesn't make hydrogen. But if your only goal is oxygen, that's actually a better way to do it. And additionally, if your only goal is oxygen, you could make it with nickel and syngas, though it's pretty slow as well, though that one is affected by productivity. Huh. And there's also this one, hydrogen and CO2 and nickel. Huh. But that's kind of a way to use up the hydrogen. It's a lot of CO2, though, is the problem. 400 CO2. It's a pretty large amount. But then it's also a bunch of syngas that you're getting out. Which then you could combine with nickel in the same spot to get more oxygen and then methane. Interesting. Interesting. All right, well, hopefully this helps our oxygen catch up, because that's no good. Glass is also out? Wait, glass should be running. Glass should be good. Wait, we're out of creosote? What is going on here? Yep, we're out of creosote. Well, lots of interesting stuff going on. Out of creosote, which means out of glass. Huh. Probably out of creosote because we stopped the OG tar processing facility. I feel like that's ruined our entire life, stopping that facility. We really shouldn't have done that. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, because shouldn't this one be making a lot of creosote too? No, there's no creosote there. Never mind. So this is now hopefully my source of creosote. But what's going on? Oh no. That's a bummer. Should we, once the anthracene is totally backed up, should we turn it into creosote first, is what I'm saying. Because it's 75, and then anthracene to creosote is, that would give us 30 creosote. Which weirdly can go to can use productivity, according to this. The one thing that can. Sorry, had to sneeze. I don't know. Is that even enough? Because we're also getting the middle oil. That is 30 more creosote. And 30 middle is only a third of the 50 carbolic, which is only 16 creosote there. And it's 33 naphthalene, or 30 naphthalene, which is only like 12. So yeah, it's actually a lot. If we're not using the gasoline, then we probably will happily accept the creosote from it. So we need to be able to eat about 150 anthracene. Yeah, when I was looking at the numbers, what I wasn't accounting for is that you get so much more anthracene than everything else. That's what I wasn't really accounting for properly. We're gonna be getting about 150 anthracene. Definitely over-engineered that. Productivity, but it just feels like such a waste. I mean, is it a waste? I don't know. No, let's go for it. Get 20% more creosote here. And then beacon, and then power, and then connect up these guys to this. So 40% there, 80%. I'm gonna do it this way. 70% there, and 90% there, and then sinkhole. Actually, we have other ways to make gasoline. AKA light oil. So now I'm actually thinking the other way around. Let's go 40% goes to creosote, then 70% then goes to gasoline, and then 90% gets voided. I'm thinking that's the new way to do it, actually. And then we need speedos in there. And then that creosote gets combined with this creosote. Boom. Boom. And then this is, we'll say 5-1. I don't think the other beacons, yeah, they're not wide enough area. Train is stuck. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Alright, you're gonna have to help me out here. What the heck happened? Disabled by control behavior. What is this? Honestly, I can't tell what's going on here. But I clearly never, like, finished programming this. Because this is supposed to be anything greater than 0. But it's filtered on CO2 specifically. So... I don't really understand. That's not hooked up to anything, so that doesn't matter. Okay, well, we need that for the methane. I wonder what we're using methane for. Doesn't really matter. These don't have water. All right, well, we're going to be fixing all sorts of random issues because this is pyanodon's after all, but at least for now, I think we got, hopefully, the creosote issue solved over here eventually. Not really solved for right now, though. I'm surprised we ran out of creosote. It must be because we're not making enough rubber? We're not using enough rubber? Because right now, the only way we get creosote is through rubber consumption. And we reprocess all of the stuff here into creosote. But the anthracene backs up because this is here to make carbon black. I guess what I could do if I wanted to would be to turn some of the anthracene here into creosote. Yeah, I guess that's an option. And then we could have it go to carbon black primarily. Because yeah, rubber consumption just isn't enough to guarantee enough creosote production is what's happening. How do I feel about that? Yeah, I mean... So I guess what I would need to do is measure if creosote is less than a certain amount and anthracene higher than a certain amount. Then process some anthracene. Sure. Let's do it. Just to really make sure my creosote issue isn't a thing. Because this is free. I mean, it's not costing us anything. It's just costing us tar. And then costing us the processing of those things. But we're already getting rid of, you know, the coke and stuff. So we're getting free coke from this. Oh, I forgot. You can turn pitch into more light oil, naphthalene, and anthracene. Right, I forgot about that. You can make a ton of creosote from tar if you really want to. Man, that's crazy. Okay, so we need to then hook up this wire and this fluid link. And then this will probably be where we end the episode. Alright, so then we've got creosote there. These buildings will run based on creosote. I need to hook that up. Alt G. I need to use that hotkey. Alright, so then that's measuring the creosote. Enable, disable, creosote less than 40,000, we'll say. No, we'll say 75,000. Because that'll only be half full. Because we got two of them. And we'll say like 76,000. And that prepares us for whatchamacallit. What is it called? The Mark III wagons. All right. So that should do it for that. Wow, we're using a lot of power. Is there anything else we need to do here? I don't think so. So we're only overflowing, which means we've always got anthracene going to carbon black first. But then if we have extra anthracene and the creosote isn't at half full, we'll add in some more creosote from anthracene. I could make that more productive as well, but I'm not going to worry about it. And we've got up to 75 anthracene here and 50 anthracene processing, so we should be good if we just add some speed modules. And we're done. Okay, so I think we'll be done with the episode here. In the next one, we probably will start working on better glassware and lamps. But yeah, now that glass is costing us creosote, we've got some issues. Now, do we have other issues? Yeah, slaked lime, apparently. Why is that? Did I disconnect it? Yeah, I just disconnected it like a goof. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we're good on glass again, hopefully, as long as the creosote's good. And is this all running still? Seems like it. How are things backing up? Gosh, light oil. We're gonna have so much light oil. Yeah, the problem is we're not gonna be seeing creosote from anthracene for a while, because this has to fill up. But yeah, sweet. I will call this a success. Call it a success. All right. I don't think there's anything else we need to do regarding that. This will give me more condensates. I guess it would probably be good to... Man, it'd be so nice if I had space for beacons in here. But I'd have to space the buildings out differently. Because I don't think there's a way you could ever fit a beacon. Yeah, I needed the buildings to be spaced out by 2 instead of 3. Well, sorry, by 5 instead of 3. That's what I'm trying to say. So these ones are compressors. Do I have... Forgot a power there as usual. Do I have compressor tier 2 yet? Yes, I do. So let's get those going. In the auto mall. Compressor tier 2, we'll say 4 of them. Compressor. By the way, since I'm doing all this, how has self-assembly monolayer material been going? I think okay. And how has circuit 2 been going? Definitely still on the up and up, but it's been producing. What's causing it to not produce? MOSFETs from in-dope silicon from silicon wafers. Okay. And wafers are paused for the moment because of EGS, because we're backed up on HCl. All right, well, that's our next problem. That shouldn't be happening. That's supposed to not happen. We put in advanced things so this wouldn't happen. Because this outputs directly to here, which then inputs directly to here, and we need 100 to make 50, to make 50, to make 100, so there's no extra. So the only reason this can happen... I'm gonna add another tank. Is when we steal the trichlorosilane. Which we do sometimes. So when we steal the trichlorosilane, then what happens? Then what that has the... And it's the pure or the regular? It's the regular. The pure is only used, I think, for... Yeah, EGS. So when we steal the regular for SAM, that's fine. But then what that means is we end up not we end up with extra hydrogen, which we did set up voiding of, and we end up with not enough HCl. So how did this happen then? Because this only ever tops up to 10%. So that shouldn't be possible, man. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Wait. Wait, did I just totally read this situation wrong? I swear the hydrogen chloride was backed up, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. And now it's not, but that wasn't, I guess, the issue. The issue is that we don't have pure sand. All right. Well. Where's that stupid build? Right here. I will figure that out in the next episode. More pure sand. For now, we will say thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.